Hey guys, I'm up here south of Mackay. Another episode of Looking at Rocks, and usually I say what we're going to look at, but today I don't know what it is we're looking at. I've got a tip from my friend Michael, and he's given me some directions to have a look at these certain rock formations, so we'll see how we go. Today I got my lad Spider, my son Spider, and Bella the smeller. There she is. Alright, we'll see how we go. We're here at low tide and we got to cross this causeway here and see if there's enough water gone out yet to get across. Otherwise we'll have to wait a bit. Off we go.
How you going? Welcome back to Kev's Fossils and Rocks Mackay. Today we're going for an explore to this place from up just south of us of Mackay to go see this rock formation that the old man got a tip off, that told we have to cross over this creek to go have a look. Wish us luck.
Where do you reckon it is, Bella? This way? I reckon we're going the right way. We think we can see what we're looking for in the distance. I don't know if the GoPro will pick it up, but I see them sort of white area there on the rocks. Unusual. See if we can get across this mess to take a closer look at it. Nice piece of coral. Ting. I love the tinging sound they make. We're closing in. Bella has sniffed out the geological oddity. The first signs. Although it's a dramatic light colour over there, here the rocks are changing already. What do you reckon, Spider? Wow. Look at that. Look at that. That was worth walking here for. Wow. That was worth it, eh?
It's crazy.
Craziness. Crazy. What do you reckon, Bella? What is it? I'm going to fall over in a minute. Wow. Look at that. How does nature do this? Absolutely crazy. I'm just going to ask Spider and Bella what they think.
Old man wanted me to take me to a place that he reckons is going to be eye-opener, he reckons. This eye-opener, alright? Crazy.
Craziness. Crazy. An artist would be flat out copying this. Good day, guys. This is several days later after our visit to these wonderful rock formations, and it's about time I explain what my opinion is of what has happened there, why we're getting them great looking patterns and that. Now I'm an amateur rock hounder and also an amateur video maker, so I had to rack my brain with how I could present what I was thinking. So I've come up with this idea. I'll just show you a series of still photos and I'll overlay myself describing each photo. I think there's about 7 photos, so here we go. So photo 1 is an aerial shot, a bird's eye view of the deposit. Now the deposit is tuff, what they call tuff, which is hardened volcanic ash. The ash, in my opinion, has come from an ash avalanche. I think they call them a lahore or something like that, where a massive avalanche of ash comes from the top of the volcano and down the existing mountain that's there at the time, or the cone. and is deposited at very high temperatures, something like about, I forget the temperatures, I think it's around 600 or 700 degrees, but can reach 1,000 degrees, depends, and lands at and stops at the base of the mountain on the hill. Now, the ash is very, very hot, and it can take days, weeks, sometimes even months to cool down, depending on how thick the big deposit is. And as it's cooling down, you'll get fracturing in the ash, and a lot of the time this fracturing will develop into polygon patterns, geometric patterns of 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 sides depending, and we'll see that later in the photos. This aerial shot shows the main deposit, the high part, and off to the, I think it's off to the right side, is all the debris that the ocean waves and weather has eroded away, and the debris has fallen from the cliff and rolled down and lays at the foot of the cliff. This next photo, photo 2, just shows yours truly, me standing there to give you some perspective of the main deposit behind me and the debris at my feet. That's the sea, the waves and the sea and the weather has eroded down into loose pieces down on the floor. Photo 3 shows a close-up of the base, some of the pieces that have broken off, quite large boulders, some of them. I do know this tuff, which once again is hardened volcanic ash, is sometimes called ignimbrite, I think they say. That's the name for that rock when it's really hard. On this occasion, I brought a little piece home, and it's fairly hard when I cut it with the saw, so whether it's ignimbrite or they class or not, I'm not sure. Our photo 4 is another aerial shot, and it shows looking down on the top of the main deposit of tuff, and you can see all the fracturing marks in it, where the tuff has cooled down over days or even months, and as it's cooling down, it contracts, and then the fracturing occurs through it. And once again, I said before, the easiest way is to form in polygon sort of shaping. If you have a close look at this photo, you can see some of that on the top of the deposit. This next photo, photo 5, is a really good shot of you can see the fracturing, and it's about at this stage that we talk about why are the coloured patterns in it. This phenomenon is called Lees-Gang rings, and it's when, as I said earlier, the fracturing forms in polygon shapes, but what also happens is in the base mass you get a planar fracturing across. I'm not sure the science of it, but I think it's from the immense weight of the deposit crushing down. Then the fracturing goes across a plane like that, and I guess that's where they get the word planar. Now, the hot fluids carrying minerals flow through the tuff. It's pretty porous stuff, and I suppose the easiest way is for it to flow through the fractures, and as it works through the fractures, it's leaving deposits. Now, the minerals are of different colours depending what mineral is being deposited there, but I read online that the same minerals are attracted to one another, so what you get is the brown or the red colours minerals staying together, and then the other colour minerals staying together as well. And you can see in this shot, you can see the distinct where the different colours have formed almost like a circular pattern, and the name for that is Lees-Gang rings. You get a lot more information about Lees-Gang rings online. There's a lot of info about it. It's a common term. It happens in sandstone as well, and I know by experience it happens in siltstone as well. Where I get my fossils from, some of the siltstone has these patterned rings in them as well. Next photo, photo 6. You're probably thinking, well, in the rocks in this photo, the patterns aren't in a unique geometric pattern like the polygon. That's because large chunks have fallen from the cliff face and down onto the floor there, and they don't fall always straight, so that the patterns are on the top. Sometimes they'll fall on an angle, lay on the side, and sometimes they'll fall right over. What happens is, for example, if one's laying on its side like that, and the sea is eroding it, and the pattern is through this way, you're going to get a warped impression of the pattern. You're going to get all kinds of curves and swirls, and it's quite nice to look at, as you can see in this photo. So that's why the strict geometric pattern isn't through the rocks and boulders that are laying at the base, because they haven't fallen straight, and then the sea and the wave action and the weather has eroded them into these beautiful alternate patterns that cut across the original geometric pattern. And this photo 7, shows Spider holding a nice piece he found down at the base of the deposit, where the weather had warped it and the patterns have been twisted and swirly, and it's quite a nice piece to look at. So hopefully that gave you some idea in my primitive way of showing you. Most of that is science, but some is my opinion, so just take it all with a grain of salt. In my opinion, the ash has come as a lahore down the side of the mountain at 600-700 up to 1,000 degrees, landed on the beach. It's been real hot, and as it's cooled, it's contracted. Why do I think that? Because up on the top of the cliff, the pattern is strictly geometric. The polygons are all in a pattern, as if just like a architect has designed it. Now the only way they're all going to get that same pattern is if it's been really hot and shrink, and the contraction as it cooled down has fractured it and made the patterns. If it had been an ashfall from the sky and just all floated down, I doubt it would have the high temperatures enough to just for tons of it to rain from the sky and land there and still keep that hot temperature to create the cooling and contracting to make the patterns. So that's why I think it's come down the mountain as an avalanche, so to speak. This one here is so impressive, it's like a story. Smaller, bigger, and bigger, and bigger. And then reveals itself, the face, the eyes, the nose, the chin. Massive boulders. Miles of it.
Look at that one there. Them real red ones is like a picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on an angle.
Different colours. The red, the green.
Even the wall itself. Go in here in this little mini cave. Might be a bit dark, but look at the rock art. Man couldn't copy this if he tried. It's unreal. Do I have to copy him and climb up this old guy? Perhaps he can be the star up there. And I'll just wait here. Check that out. Wow.
Mad, eh?
Yeah. Look at the pattern. What do you think of that, Bella?
Nature at its finest.
Well, Spider wants to show me something. Spider and Bella.
This rock looks mad. When you come around this side,
Yeah.
it's like the volcanic or melted something inside of it.
Yeah. Yeah. She's all chipped away there. Weathered out. Oh, that's a different stuff in there. It's a different, a seam of something's come up. Wow. Oh, we're going to check out this place up here. So do we get to see it again or something different? Yeah, different one again. No. Different altogether. Wind, tides, sand blowing, temperatures, hot, cold, contraction, expansion. Just wears away forever.
People pay big money for this. And we got it right on our doorstep.
We have the Spider, Bella and Kevy rock tours. Let me know in the comments down below if you know more about how this erosion and the settlement make these what I call floors. Because I'll be interested to know myself. I'm really just an amateur who loves rocks, as you might have noticed.
Backyard warrior.
Yeah, that's the Spider put it well. Well, that's the video, guys. If you like it, subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment. I love my comments, and share the video with your friends. The more the videos shared out, the more I'm encouraged to make more new videos. All right, thanks for watching. Signing out, Kev,
Spider
and Bella. Bye, guys. The trip home's always not as good as the trip going there.
This is a bit shallower this time, but
Why is that? Why is that, Bella? Always not as exciting walking home. Any crocodiles? Are we safe, Bella? Any crocodiles?